Oh, early. Oh, whatever.
Well, I'm ready. That's why.
This is about the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, about
Eh,
6:20, 6:30 ish. Yeah,
whoops.
And other stuff. Uh-oh, we didn't discuss that. No, I'm kidding.
that's pretty much just whatever we come up with. I had some
Yeah.
things that I wanted to talk about, just random stuff, and now I forget it. I was thinking about it today. You like the pictures? And of course, you guys have seen them already, but I thought it would be good to incorporate photos that were taken
Looks
during
good,
the show.
Hoss.
I'm disappointed in you though, Lippy. You know why?
Why?
Where's the face reveal?
Yeah, where's that at?
Uh, I I think my
You
dad
said you
took one
would, but
of me, my brother, and our friend, but I didn't ask for it, so I don't really have it yet.
Okay,
Um,
well then what you do is take a picture with all your merch with a big smile on your face with the devil horns, and we'll share it all over the internet. No, I'm kidding.
I did buy the devil horns because I'm like, I am not going to the show without buying these horns, whether I wear them or not. I am buying them.
yeah,
Um,
just I just want to know what this guy looks like at this point, dude. Like,
I have an idea. Like the profile picture is all I know. The one he has on his
yeah,
profile picture. That's it.
okay,
the one
I
with the
should just send you
chainsaw.
one that I have. That's a really bad photo, but it'll give you a general idea.
All right.
All
Well,
right, let's.
we're just bugging you. Like I understand though the heat you get for photos. Like I'm 37 years old and I just took a picture at the doctor's office one day and Case says I'm 50. Like it's humiliating.
I honestly just never liked being in front of the camera.
By the way,
Even
congrats on affiliate.
oh, thank you.
I don't know. I don't think I personally. Yeah, I typed it, but I haven't thanked you in person. So well
Well,
done.
thank you,
Good job,
Tyler.
Hoss.
And if you're in the stream tonight, you will earn channel points now. Um, so that'll be
They
fun.
don't do much though. We need to figure out some stuff that they can do.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of rewards yet. We can figure that out as we continue to go on. But at least if you start piling up the channel points, then you'll be able to use them.
Yeah,
Um, I've made a total of 68 cents since
good job.
affiliate.
We're
So
proud of you, Lippy.
and all of most of the 63 cents have came from the ads. So well, that's another thing, Tyler. There's a three
Seriously?
there's a 3 minute ad break every hour. So
Well, that's
I have
how
a
it works.
mud
That's
blocker.
not surprising. That's not surprising at all.
I could have put it up to like 10 minutes, but I'm just like, no, 3 minutes is sufficient for now.
Yeah, true.
Let's see if
I
anyone joins tonight. Oh, tonight
I
I
with
got
hope.
Wheel
an
of
ad
Fortune is
blocker
going
on,
to be
so
it's going to be great. Wheel of Fortune tonight will be absolutely.
I'm still laughing at deviled crabs. God damn. How do we plan the humor on that?
That's why I can't wait for tonight to see what new humor shows up.
And
Hmm.
Lion I nailed it. Like this the stuff I do, I'm not
Whoa,
even doing it purposely and it's funny.
It is funny.
Oh.
good old,
Goodness.
good old that Tyler humor. You know, it's
Yeah.
one in a million, but it's very good.
You said it was very specific and you know what? That's actually very accurate.
It's a
But
very
that
specific kind of humor that only we
right,
have. It seems like.
right, and that's unique when it comes to sense of humor because everyone has different senses of humor, you know.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know I've always been funny, but that's what GL. I agree with you that the moments where I'm not trying to be funny, it's still funny is just gold.
Worst case typed in the chat H for Haas.
That does not mean that. I don't think. I don't really
No, well, then why do you type H all the time?
because H, buddy. Okay,
Oh,
you got a
is it
Because
problem
a
with it?
H.
is it a hockey net or like what is it?
That'd be for you up in Canada.
Of course it would be.
Yeah, I think the Leafs are done tonight.
I don't keep up with hockey, so I have no idea
Do you,
what's
Case?
like.
I don't keep up with hockey.
I just watch playoff hockey.
I feel
That's all I
like
watch.
That's how I am with college football. I don't watch it until like the playoffs times.
I don't even watch any football besides college football.
Yeah, and I don't watch football. Period.
We know you don't.
Yeah, we know
Yeah,
you don't, Tyler.
I've never been a fan.
I'm a big. Well, anyway, we're getting off topic. Where is everybody at? Last stream, nobody showed up. I don't know what it is. I guess people are getting
Oh,
tired of them.
also, Charlie SG is alive. He just has a new job.
Oh,
I don't know if I told you guys that or not. He
how'd you
Thanks
get a
for the
hold of him?
investigative reporting. Good. That's good to know.
Yeah,
He's just got a new job to where he can't make the streams. That's
pretty
understandable.
much. Yeah, that's just the reason.
That's
I'd be
that's a good reason.
I'd be working too if I didn't have Fridays off. So,
That's true. But you have Fridays off, so it works out.
yep. For this year anyway. Next year might be a different story. We'll see.
We might have to adjust the stream schedule.
Well, no. If I go
I-
to day shift, I'll be fine. But if
Oh,
I
yeah,
stay
yeah,
on swing, it'll be. I'm hoping it all pans out. I'd love to have the same days off next year because they kick ass.
Yeah,
I
Fridays
won't
and
be able to
Saturdays.
make.
hmm
Sorry.
In a place that's open 24 hours, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. Case, you said you
I
weren't going to make it next week.
no, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make it next week, not the week after.
Well,
This
that's good.
this summer I won't be able to make streams if they're at 5:30 my time because
That's
I
fair
get
because
off
you'll
at
be working.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get off at 6.
Well, that's okay, Case.
So
You'll just miss out. So
yeah, I know you'll move the stream day for Tyler, but me, I'll just miss out.
you could join. Well, what is it? That's 6:30. I mean, you can still join when you get off. You'd only miss like a half hour, and then the way this goes, we're not
Guys,
missing much.
we have Twitch now. Even if we don't do
Yeah.
it every week, yeah, we can go back and forth and communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I get off at like 5:50 about that time.
You'll
So
be
I'll
good.
still be
You'll be
able to
fine.
join a lot of the streams. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guys, do you know what I saw today?
What?
Someone took the Power Trip gig and had it all in standard tuning, but they added it the same speed of the show. It's actually pretty cool.
Power
Interesting.
Trip and standard tuning, huh?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have had to change Thunderstruck, Highway to Hell, and You Shook Me All Night Long because those were already in standard. But the rest of them they
Fair
did.
enough.
I don't know. I'm in the camp where I prefer DC and standard E tuning. But I'll send you the
I like
I'll
them
send you the link.
both, honestly.
Oh no, they sound fine no matter what. But standard E tuning is my preference. Hi people, Tyler and Case are here. Please show up.
This is
Oh,
going to be a
yeah.
good stream.
4 are watching now, so that's probably Angus and
Lion
maybe
Eye.
Chris. And Lion Eye, that'd be great. I saw him. He streamed Simpsons Hit and Run.
He did. I didn't get a chance to join the second one. He said that he had problems and it like crashed out.
It was glitchy. Yeah, it was. The stream was like moving at the speed of 56K modem. So I hope he gets that fixed. I felt bad.
And I don't know what happened to mine the other night.
Tyler's brain. No offense, Tyler.
All I heard was brain.
Oh, it moved at the speed of Tyler's brain.
Brain shake.
Because I'm old. That's a joke. Okay, so Graham picked rough stuff in his. I'm still laughing about that. What an odd pick.
I thought about it again because the other day it came on my shuffle on my way to work, and I'm like, I just laughed as soon as the song started playing. So I'm like,
we could create a stream on that song alone. Just the
Rough
ideas
stuff.
for the music video. Yes. Well, my idea was Brian just being a weirdo and looking at girls' bottoms. I like them big and I like them small. Yeah, like it's just so silly. It's like weird baptism by fire. I know you two had it. That was not on my radar at all.
it just seemed like it'd be a fun
I didn't
video.
realize we both had baptism on our
Oh,
list.
I had it at number 1.
I think you had it at 4, Case, if I remember reading the list right. Yeah.
You would have guessed what I had at number 1.
I already saw it. Well, it was either wheels or what the other one.
Jacob, yeah.
Yeah.
Wheels are the other one.
Brain shake, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to post the compilation list yet.
Well, we'll do that. We'll give them a chance to
everyone vote for Case.
And he complains about me pandering. Yeah, you gotta improve after that bronze medal finish.
And I'm not gonna put the names on them. I'm just gonna number them 1, 2, and 3 because I feel like since people knew what Tyler's list, like it said Tyler on it, I figured people voted because they knew who he was, rather than just going off the songs alone.
Who's this rocker guy? I don't know who that is. I'm voting for Tyler. I could see someone thinking that, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you want to vote again then?
So that's why I'm just going to put number 1, number 2, number 3. And I know in my mind, you guys will know by looking at the list which ones is yours.
Well, we all three of us tied. Like Case was so close to matching my record with Graham. It's 22. That's the all-time total, and Case had 21 or 20, I think.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, while we have some time, while we're waiting for a couple more minutes for people to pop in, what do you guys want next week's topics to be? You guys have any ideas?
Yes.
What's your idea?
Ranking the title tracks.
Okay, we can do that one. We need probably something else along with it because I don't think that's going to take the whole time.
I guess Power H and Power Up are just getting shit canned.
And like I said, we can. I think I mentioned this before. We can go with the Australian albums like TNT and Jailbreak. That counts. So
what about Who Made Who? Does that one count too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's Who Made Who.
Who Made Who?
So we can include all studio albums for that.
Do you have the list with the topics we suggested? Just read what's there.
Let's see. There's live videos. That's not happening because that's too many live videos to fucking list.
Oh, I gave up.
Let's see. We got ranking Bond songs that Brian sang. Favorite tour stages. Live albums and cool, DVDs. We can talk about like the official live albums and the official DVDs they released. We could probably maybe talk about.
I feel like those should be kind of like the album rankings, but instead of ranking them, we just talk about them. Like, for example, one stream we could do Munich 2001 and like Circus Krone or something like that.
When we talk about the DVDs?
Yeah.
Why don't we do both? Why don't we get a list of all the official concert and live and DVDs they've done on audio and video and rank them? We could talk about them and rank them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
And you can rank them based off of any way you want. You can rank them off of set list. You can rank them off of quality. I mean, you guys can rank them in any way you want. So we're going to talk about the live albums and the official DVDs, like the official ones. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a choice. We can rank, and discuss.
So is that next week? So we're doing ranking the title tracks and then talking about official and live DVDs and ranking those too?
Yes, we can do that next week. And what else do we have for the week after, the 30th?
So Graham or Case, whoever wants to, I'll come up with the list for, because I'm going to have to come up with a list for all the title tracks. I'll come up with that list today and send it to both you guys. We'll put it in that group. And then, anything official and in DVDs and live audio. Do you want to combine it to make it more interesting if we rank them?
Like ranking the live albums and the DVDs?
Sure.
Because there's only what? Because, for example, River Plate is an album and a DVD.
Yeah.
Because it was released on a record and a CD. So that's considered a live album. And then you have If You Want Blood, and then you have the live in 92.
We should separate it. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Because in the DVDs, you got Donington, No Bull, River Plate, Circus Krone.
Let's do audio then. Let's do audio, and then we'll save DVD for another one.
And then like the live albums all over the place in terms of like where it's where the recording's taken from. So some are taken from Donington and some are taken from like, I don't know. I know one's taken in Dublin.
Oh, AC/DC Live. Yeah, that was all over the place. Edmonton, Glasgow, Moscow. What's some other locations?
Yeah, Dublin was Sin City.
Yeah.
Sin City, yeah.
We'll figure it out. Tyler, what you let me know, or let Case and I know how you want to do that topic, and that's what we'll do. We'll go with it.
The audio one. Well, we could talk about. I'll tell you what. We'll talk about all the albums. We don't have to talk too much about them, and then we'll rank them.
Rank the albums and same with the official DVDs.
We'll save the DVDs for another one, but yeah, next week we'll do ranking the title tracks, and then we'll do. We'll talk about the live albums and then rank those.
Okay, so then the week after we can do official DVDs, and then what can we combine? What do you guys want to combine with that?
Official DVDs and
you know
favorite
what?
stages. I'd be fine with that. I feel like that'd be kind of fun to talk about.
Yeah, and then the week after, I want to do. Is it their favorite song lyrics?
There's a top 10 song lyric, yes. Like your favorite lines and songs, your song lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do that the week after.
Okay, so that would be what?
The 30th.
So you want to do that with the DVD officials?
If there's time, like I said, we can blow a whistle and put a pause on it if we feel we don't have time to talk about it, just save it for another week.
Yeah, we can do that. If it's not the 30th, it will be June 6th. All right, that gives us a couple weeks planned out.
I won't be able to make it the 30th, so whatever that one is planned to be, that's the one that I can't make.
That's the one with the top 10 song lyrics and the DVDs, the official DVDs.
All right, I got you.
But that would be simple. It would just be the line of the song and then the song, and we do it in 10. That's gonna get the creative juices going for me because there's so many. I'll just give you an example. I won't tell you where it is on my list, but I love the line "She told me to come, but I was already there" from "You Shook Me All Night Long." I think it's a top 10 lyric because it's so clever.
Yeah.
Yep. Stuff like that. It is very clever.
And I like "Blowing Me Crazy Till My Ammunition Is Dry." That's a good one.
He's gonna have like an anything goes lyric on there somewhere.
I really got to deep dive into songs and actually like think of lyrics.
I know what cases will be. My favorite lyric is "Wheels from Wheels."
Driving through the red.
No, he just likes the wheels. That part.
He said it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess since nobody else is here,
I'm disappointed in you viewers.
Welcome to the stream audience. I know there's a lot of you
I guess we'll just start the discussion. How do you guys want to start the discussion? Like,
I don't know. How about we talk about how we got the better show than Tyler did?
Oh, setlist you guys did, absolutely.
I will say, think about that. I mean, we all three of us, we heard the big hits.
Of course, yeah, we heard the big hits.
We all three heard "Rock and Roll Train," so that's something that we can all agree with.
Yes.
But what we have over Tyler Case is "Riff Raff," "Stiff Upper Lip." We got the new tracks, "Demon Fire" and "Shot in the Dark." "Have a Drink on Me," even. But one thing Tyler's got over me is he had "Anything Goes."
Big Jack.
Big Jack, also, Black Ice, War Machine.
Yeah, and those were all great live.
I have Rock or Bust.
You do.
Unfortunately, I have got some Rock and Roll Thunder.
You got given the dog a bone.
Yeah, I got given the dog a bone. And then with Axl, there was Rock and Roll Damnation, Riff Raff.
If You Want Blood. Did he play If You Want Blood?
Yeah, they played If You Want Blood.
Now, did he play Livewire at your show?
I don't believe so, no.
Wait a minute, Case. What was the date of the gig? Do you remember? Well, you'd have to remember.
Greensboro. It was a Greensboro show.
August. Is it August 27th?
I couldn't tell you, dude. It was.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
I'm already on it.
Hold on.
August 27th.
Oh, I'm good. Holy crap, am I good?
I want to see what the set list was. The set list for that show had 24 tracks. It had songs like "Got Some Rock and Roll Thunder," "Damnation," "Giving the Dog Bone," "If You Want Blood," "Livewire," "Riff Raff."
I did have Livewire.
It was the first time. It was the first time they played it since October 9th of 1982. So that was the first show that they brought Livewire back.
It was. I honestly don't remember hearing it, but maybe that's just because it was.
It was right after "If You Want Blood."
Oh boy.
You know what? I'll give the point there to Axl and Case. I'm actually a bit jealous about that because he did a good job, I think.
I think the only song, I know I've said this, but Livewire is about the only song I can stand Axl singing. I think he does a good job on Livewire, actually.
No, my Toronto set list was too basic, I think.
Mm-hmm. Other than a couple of the new tracks, there really wasn't anything like wow factoring.
Right, and I agree.
But going back to Monday night,
damn it,
like it was loud, but it wasn't like very piercing loud.
I don't know what AC/DC you saw, but it wasn't the one that I did.
But you know what I mean? Like it was loud and it was great, but my ears never rang.
Never eared.
No, I never had ringing in the ears. My voice was definitely lost. The cannons, that was when they went off. I think there was one point where I felt my right side, like of the ear. I'm like, oh, that went a little deftly, because it's like I remember I was standing there, and when they blew off, and
they did what? I remember
when they went off. I'm just gonna stop. When the cannon shot off, okay. I just remember like the right side, like the volume, everything kind of dimmed on my ear. I'm like, oh shit. But it was great. I mean, to actually feel the music in your body like was a really nice surprise. Um, Funny thing I will say about Monday night, me and our friend, we were one of the craziest people around in the stands. A lot of people were kind of just nonchalantly singing. We were like in depth, like going hard with singing.
I was the only one around that was doing that as well.
And there was a couple behind us, and the wife got her husband's attention a couple times, and apparently he recorded several clips of us because they thought we were that amazing. So I wish those clips would circle around sometime.
You do?
To see.
I'm surprised.
Kurt's here. Woo!
Kurt.
Hello, Kurt.
Welcome in. Tonight we're kind of just talking about our concert experiences since Monday night was my turn to finally see them.
I believe Kurt's been to a few himself, like from Blow Up Your Video and before.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I've talked to so many DC fans, but a lot of them have seen Bon, and it's crazy.
Wait, Kurt, you saw them on the Blow Up Your Video tour?
I hope I'm getting it correctly. In case I could be wrong, don't quote me. But I know Kurt's been to a few. He's seen them on May 28th.
You're going to see him in Cleveland. Kurt, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to be disappointed. Monday night was the best day of my life. Like, and that's not exaggerating. It literally, I finally knew what real happiness was. And that was and nothing, like, I'm standing there and nothing mattered for 2 hours. Like, the only thing that mattered to me was them. And everything else was like kind of blocked out. And it was really like, and what really like hit it home for me is when I saw them run to the stage. I'm like, these guys are actually real. You know that they're real, but then when you see them, it changes. It just changes everything. At least for me, it did. I don't know if either of you.
I felt the same way. I'm mostly letting y'all talk. I don't know.
Oh, Kurt, how do we all sound?
Yeah. Crickets.
GL, you there?
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are awfully quiet tonight. I'll give you that.
I'm waiting for GL to for his experience with the show. Y'all sound great. That's good. We've had issues sometimes with our mics. It's weird.
Yeah, that was when we were using VOD Ninja. Meh.
Well, no, even when we were on Discord with the when I did my game show night for the DS, I couldn't hear you at all. It was weird.
Yeah, that's because I didn't have my headset mic as the right. I didn't have that one selected. I had the one on my computer.
Yeah.
And it's super quiet for some reason.
But what were you talking about? I'm sorry.
We were talking about how happy you were to see them real.
Oh yeah, it was.
There.
like for me, like I said, like it was when you actually see them physically with your own eyes, you're just like, wow, these people, like these guys are real, you know. They're not just some guys you see on videos and that record albums and stuff that you know. But it was a surreal moment for me to be like, damn, like I'm actually seeing them.
What gigs, Kurt? I'm just testing my memory. I know I've talked to a lot of fans that have seen gigs on Blow Up Your Video tour and before that.
Man, I wish I could have seen them in 1996.
I wish I could have seen them in 81, but it would have been before I was born.
That would have been way before I was born. Lippy, can you want to continue with your concert?
He might be struggling to find the words. Who knows?
I mean, there's just so much to say.
There is.
It's just.
We'll spit it out. We're basically just here to listen and go, yep.
You don't have to listen. You guys can talk about yours as well. I mean, it's just not just about mine.
Kurt, I was way off. But
the Black Ice and Rock or Bust.
Did you see them with Axl or Brian?
And what show was the Black Ice tour on, Kurt?
Did you get Anything Goes?
If it was 09, he might have or he might not have. When did they discontinue it? October 25th, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that was also. Yeah. We're DC nerds. Greensboro.
It was. He went. That was the gig.
We were at the same show.
Oops! I thought he meant Black Ice. It's Greensboro for Rock or Bust. I was gonna say, damn, he was at the show where they discontinued Anything Goes. Unless there was another Greensboro gig I didn't know about.
They played Greensboro in
2009. Yeah, I uploaded that show. It's actually on the channel. Yeah.
Oh, I think you meant he saw 2009 at Greensboro.
Probably.
So GL, that means out of the four of us, I was the only one to see Anything Goes.
Damn, you're a lucky one.
You know what? Sure. It was a highlight of the show. They did a wonderful job. Wonderful job.
God, if I just imagine what. I couldn't imagine listening to that.
2009.
Yeah, so that was the gig where they dropped it.
Yeah, Greensboro, where they brought Dog Eat Dog.
What a downgrade.
Well, they did include both of those songs in the middle of 2009. They had Anything Goes and Dog Eat Dog. They actually extended the set list to 20, which always surprised me that they kept it at 18 early on, and then they took it back down to 19.
I would have loved Dog Eat Dog and High Voltage in my gig. I think that would have been great.
Yeah, because they took that out in 2010 and put High Voltage in.
Yeah.
You were a sophomore in high school?
Is that this is the longest like AC/DC set list we've had with Brian since
1990.
1990? Really?
Because in the Razor's Edge tour, they had 21 tracks, and ever since it was, Stiff Upper Lip was 20, Black Ice was 18, 19, and 20, Rock or Bust was 20. So yeah, it was been the longest
shows. But yeah, with Brian, this is the longest set list since Razor's Edge.
Exactly.
Which is crazy to think about because he's 77.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's doing just as good, if not better, than he was.
No, I know that Case and I talked about this before, but Tyler, I want your input on it as well. Do you think a second North American leg is too far to hope for?
I have no idea. And that's not a cop-out. I want to answer that question, but they're going back to Europe, are they not?
Yeah, they're going back for a second stint in Europe, so which makes me think, would they come back to North America a second time? Maybe next year?
Thing that confuses me about some of the European shows is they're pretty much like the same city they played last year, but a slightly different venue.
A
So
lot of
I'm
them.
kind of confused. I'm like, why not just either play the same venue or go somewhere else?
Well, put it this way: you guys have a better shot getting another North American dates than I do. That's for sure. I know they did that with the Black Ice Tour. They went to America, then Europe, then back to America again, then Europe, and they actually did 2 dates in the Rogers Center, which was great because I missed out on November 7th. I was gonna get tickets for that and I missed out on it. But no, Graham, I want to hear. Do you have more to say about your show? Because I have quite a bit to say about mine, but I want you two to go first.
I mean, the whole experience from the time I got there, seeing how many people actually come to see, that was my first concert ever. So it was new to me completely of just the whole concert experience. And to see, that many people who are fans of a band, I'm thinking, wow, it's just not me and Tyler and Case, and it's just like, walking into the stadium, going out and seeing the stage for the first time.
I hope the video of you guys singing surfaces. I'll look for it every day on YouTube. I hope someone.
Two crazy people at an AC/DC concert. Landover.
Like it was just, and walking around and looking at the stage before, even before the Pretty Reckless went on, the stage kind of just was like, wow, I'm here. And
dude, this stage is humongous.
It is.
Like,
when you
I
look
thought
at
the
how
one in
small they are.
2016, like I thought the 2016 stage in an arena was big. This completely like blows that out of the water. This thing is massive.
It is. It is.
But Graham, level with the chat. You were very the feelings hit you the next day after that gig.
So the funny thing was, I had no tearful emotions during the show, surprisingly. I think I had so much adrenaline once the whole car animation started that I didn't even have time to think. It was more of I'm
like
going.
a reaction.
Right. It was more of, if you want blood starting, my first reaction was, let's get into this shit for the next 2 hours.
Stevie has so much improved with that. The opening, I think he sounds better than when he first started. He's improving. He's sounding more like Malcolm.
He is.
Definitely.
It's
I have to completely
eerie.
agree with you. I think Stevie sounds almost exactly like Malcolm in 2016
guys,
when they played. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, sorry. I'll say this now, and this might be controversial. I think If You Want Blood is the best opener they've ever done.
I agree.
And that hurts because Thunderstruck is my favorite song of all time. That kicks just as much ass, but If You Want Blood is such an awesome choice. I don't know why they didn't do it sooner. It works so well. And I've said this before. I love the fist pump Angus does at the beginning of that. It's like, all right, let's fucking go.
When he's running out to the catwalk.
Yeah, when he runs down the catwalk.
It's perfect.
It was great. Basically from If You Want Blood, for those about to rock, like the funny thing was, like, my brother behind me, he kind of knew what the set list was, but he kept asking me after every song, like, he's like, what's next? What's next? So that way he could get ready. And I think people around me, they didn't care. At least if they heard me, they didn't care that I was basically saying what the set list was as it was going on.
As long as you didn't sound like Screech from Saved by the Bell, who cares?
No, I didn't. But
I would like to hear you. Sorry, I was just talking about Kurt. Kurt, I would also like to hear you play some If You Want Blood.
If you upload the video, I'm sure all of us would watch it. But it was just, I'm still in shock, honestly. Like, I'm still.
It's gonna take a week. I told you.
I still have that adrenaline in my chest. Like, it still feels like I'm like I have all this energy just
like
moving
that
through
car
me.
intro's running, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. It's a good feeling, and it's a high that I don't think I've never experienced that in my life. Um, it was just, and then going to all, of course, I spent probably too much money at the merch stands, but that's
No
another,
such thing.
exactly. I could have spent more. The funny thing at the one stand, the guy asked me, he's like, "Is this all you want?" I said, "No, I could buy everything, but I kind of have to watch myself." But I
Yeah.
bought,
I could have bought everything too. Thing
I
is by the time I got up to the front of the merch stand, everyone else already bought everything. So
But I did buy the Landover specific poster, which I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's the Who Made Who with the Lincoln Monument, the Lincoln
yeah,
Memorial.
that one. I didn't even go to
And
Landover, and I kind of want that poster.
I bought it when I could. And did you guys get your t-shirt, like the venue specific t-shirt when you guys were there?
I did, but I accidentally
Yes.
sold it to Goodwill.
Oh, Tyler, why would you do such a thing?
That's all right. No, like I said, whenever a case is done, I could probably talk for half an hour with all the stories I have.
But you guys
I've
can
never.
chime in. I mean, I don't want it to be
Well, no,
just
no, it's your stream. I want to hear how the event went, and when you're ready, it's my turn. I'll talk.
um oh, okay. I did think that was the first time, hearing Angus's solo during Let There Be Rock was also mind blowing to actually hear that and see him rise on the platform. That was a pretty cool moment to hear him just at 70 years old still just
For Let There
tearing
Be Rock,
through.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I got
I'll
a story on that. I got a story
I'll
on
be
that. We'll
honest.
save it.
I'll be honest. I kind of flinched when he fell down. I was like,
Wait,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
wait, he fell down and did the whole like spinning thing on the ground.
Oh yeah, he did.
The worst I ever felt for him, I can't remember what gig he was, but he cut his knees real bad.
Coachella 2015.
I think he did it in Glasgow on the Black Ice tour as well. I could be wrong, but I know like it looked like someone had painted red dots on his knees, but that was blood. It was pretty gruesome. But of course,
But
he kept playing like a champ.
yeah, he did not do the spinning thing on the ground at my showcase.
You
But
didn't?
he did.
Like
He
you
did
didn't
no.
drop?
No, he didn't drop down. He
You
just
didn't?
got. I mean, as you can see in the top right picture, he went up on the platform, um, but he didn't jump
But he
down on the
didn't.
ground and spin. No, he
He
didn't.
didn't. That's
Nope.
surprising. Well, then, would all the money just shoot out randomly?
What, like the confetti you talking about?
Yeah, the confetti. I'm always used to the money talks money. Sorry.
I think that shot out when the platform got lowered.
Yeah.
I think whenever
Oh,
he got
he
brought
didn't
back
fall. That's
down,
weird.
when he got brought back down, as soon as it came back down, the confetti shot out. And I was hoping I could grab some, but it just didn't travel far enough for me to grab any of it. But to see Brian happy also, like while you're there, you could just tell he loves what he does, and he's so glad to be back. And for me to be able to see him back was also a dream come true as well. Because as you see, one of my favorite pictures that we took is the bottom left one when Angus and Brian are side by
Mm-hmm.
side
You said
on the
that. You
screen.
said that.
I just seeing them two side by side together was it's just like
Those are the
without
two. Like that's the second lineup, the second best lineup, and those are the only two left.
exactly, and it's
Malcolm's gone. Cliff left. Phil's not there. That it's just those two.
and I always get a big smile anytime I see a picture of Brian and Angus together, like side by side, while he's singing, he's playing. It just it's just a great thing to look at, and I never knew. People would tell me, the concerts go quick, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I remember
Yeah, all they do.
it
You're
felt like
absolutely
five
correct.
minutes, and I was already at Shot in the Dark. I'm like, how the fuck is it going this quick? And
It's the
then
adrenaline. It's the
uh,
adrenaline.
and then here I am 4 days later, like, how the fuck was that 4 days ago? Like, I was waiting 6 months since I got the tickets in December, and now it's gone. So I'm hoping they come back around because I really want to absorb it even more than I did the first time. Like, I really now that I know what to expect, I wish they would. I hope they come back because I want to like take the concert in a different way than I did the first time. And I think I caught myself looking at the screens too much rather than actually directly on the stage.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's
So
what I did.
So you did.
Yeah.
But it was
I didn't
just.
have we'll get to it, but I didn't have much of a choice.
But it was just. I mean, from the picture of the for those about to rock at the bottom left, the big one. That's kind of what my view was. And it was. You're closer than you think you are. You know, when you see the pictures of like the uploaded like model of the seat on like wherever you buy the tickets, it looks like you're far away. But when I got there and I got to the seats, I'm like, holy hell! I said I'm fairly close. And it was just.
That picture of Matt Log is ridiculous. Sorry, Case.
Speaking of Matt, he broke a drumstick Monday night. My brother saw it. I did not see that happen. I don't remember what song
Did
it was, but
Case
it was.
leave?
No, I think he's just quiet.
Hello? Oh
I
crap,
think it's
dude!
just.
I had my mic muted the whole time. What am I doing, dude?
Good thing I asked.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, yeah, Tyler, I really like that picture too, and
Yeah.
I wanted to say, like, Lippy, that you know how you said it was on Demon Fire. He broke a stick. It
It was
wasn't.
somewhere
So
around there. I don't remember if it was Demon Fire or not. I can't
it
remember
might have been shot down in flames.
because my brother told me he said he broke a drumstick. I'm like, huh? And he said that whenever he hit one of some of either the drum or the cymbal, he saw that the half of it like flew backwards behind him. I don't know if Matt ended up grabbing like another drumstick or did he finish playing with a broken one. I don't know. Um, but for him to be hitting the drums that hard early on shows that they're enjoying it. And honestly, going to see them and hearing it didn't sound Matt has done a phenomenal job at drumming. I mean, you if you didn't know that it was a different drummer, I don't think you would know. Like it just sounded really
with all
good.
due respect to Chris Slade, Matt's in the discussion now with Simon Wright
And which kind of discussion?
as being the best drummers I've ever had.
Honestly, I think Matt Log runs right behind Phil, in my opinion.
Too.
I agree. I agree. I like all of them. Chris is a wonderful guy, and so is Simon. But yeah, in terms of what DC needs for their sound, Matt's there. But sorry, Case, Phil will always be number one. Even when I made the comment about him gumming with his teeth, as a joke.
And honestly, even Chris Chaney being in Cliff Williams' spot, it doesn't sound like anything's off. I think Chris Chaney's doing
this is
great job.
The second best lineup they've had ever. This is their second best lineup. Is that like sacrilegious? I don't know.
No,
I'd say third.
Because Tyler would rank Bond above the current one and the one with Malcolm.
You know what? No. You know what I'll do? I'll rank Brian and Bond at number one tied, and I'll put the Matt Log lineup second with Chaney. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Log lineup.
Yeah, it's his band.
Yeah, it's Matt's band now. Screw you, Angus.
Hey, he's done a hell of a job. They did a great job of selecting the. That's what pisses me off when people told me that it's AC/DC and Friends. Like it's not. Why even go? It's just like shut the fuck up.
Let's be real. Most people are going to see Angus anyway. 99% of the people who are going to see the band are going to see Angus. And if you're just a casual fan, obviously you're there to see Brian as well. But realistically, in the scheme of things, Stevie, Chris, and Matt aren't the focus for most people. Angus and Brian are typically, but Angus 99% of the time is why people go.
I could only imagine being in Stevie's spot, having to open up every single show by himself.
He's done a hell of a job.
Jeez. I mean, like at Power Trip, I was like, God, that guy must have been nervous.
And we have to give Stevie credit where credit is due. He's improved so much since he first entered the band.
I wanted to say that Stevie playing "If You Want Blood," when like I noticed that it was kind of off sounding in 2016. Now it sounds exactly like Malcolm played it, which I think is epic.
It
He
is,
also
and
fixed Thunderstruck.
And I will say, I don't know if you guys saw any clips of Landover, but I thought Brian was on his A+ game. He sounded phenomenal, and I know he sounds good all the time. Me being biased, but for me to actually hear it with my own ears for the first time, I thought Brian almost sounded Black Ice-ish that night on multiple
Well,
occasions. And I think he also hit Thunderstruck and Shoot to Thrill very well compared to previous shows. I mean, I don't know if it's just me being biased because I was
probably
there.
being there because when I was there, I thought the same thing.
Like I thought Brian sounded amazing, and I will say, yes, American crowds can be dead, but at least there was a lot of people around me who were singing, maybe not as crazy as me and our friend, but it seemed like even a lot of people in the pit were even getting into it more
Kurt,
than I thought.
no, they're wonderful drummers, both of them, absolutely. But some drummers fit the band better, and
And
Log has earned it, in my
yeah,
opinion.
and I will say this one thing about Chris Slade. I thought he did Coachella way better than the rest of the tour. I thought Coachella's sound was way like his drumming was way better on the 2 nights of Coachella than it was the whole rest of the tour.
Yeah, I feel like his hi-hat was super up front at Coachella, and it wasn't as much the rest of the tour. I felt like Coachella, he was also, first gig he'd done with the band, so it was a little less locked in.
But one thing that you guys both have over me is you guys got to have the Blow Up Rosie. I just had this 3D model, which was still cool in a way, though. I will say it was still cool to see like the 3D neon like Rosie on the screen. It was still cool, but you guys got the blow up one, and that had to have been cool to see.
I wish I got the 2009 one, honestly, on the train. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
Point Tyler.
Point Tyler.
Exactly. I know I'm talking a lot. I probably should let you guys get into this conversation.
I want Tyler to go next because I feel like my story is going to be the lamest.
Case, you might as well just go because I have a lot to say.
But I mean,
me too. But I feel like
I was kind of joking with Case the other night. I said, "What if they come to North America and you, me, and Tyler all like go to the show together?"
I would be able to go. I'm broke.
I know. But wouldn't that be a fun like trip?
If I were to do that, I'd have to go with. So I don't know if you guys saw. There's admins on the Dirty Big Balls group. Trevor and Steve. They both went to the Foxborough one.
Yeah.
And I'd have to arrange ahead of time, but I would like to go to another gig besides Toronto, but I just don't see it happen.
So you don't think a second leg? You think a second North American leg's out of the question?
No, I have no idea.
Personally,
the way I look at it is,
I have no idea what they're gonna do.
The way I look at it is, if Brian still feels like he can sing, and if Angus still wants to play, that's exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to keep playing.
Well, and I love that they're spacing their gigs out by 4 days. It's brilliant.
It gives them plenty of rest in between.
You got it. You got it. So, and that could work to their advantage for a longer tour. So, you got to take it with a grain of salt each way. Yeah. So,
one other thing I was. Oh, go ahead, Case.
Oh, I was going to say that the months of rest in between have also seemed to have helped them because now they look and sound even more in shape than they did in Europe. And I think like the progression from Power Trip to Europe was really good, and then the progression from Europe to North America was even better.
Yeah. Oh, Case, here's one that Tyler and I have a point over you. We got to see Brian in the Black Ice Fest.
That's fair. I got to see Brian in the same thing twice. So,
but he did come back on the encore and he puts the black shirt back on. So I don't know if he just sweats through the vest that he goes
Graham,
and changes.
Can you look up, or maybe I could?
I can. I got the tab up. What do you want me to look up?
You're on the Dirty Big Balls group, just in case Case doesn't remember. So he was wearing red for your gig. Case, do you remember what Angus was wearing on your 2 gigs?
All red. Well,
red for both, eh? You
I
bastards!
think it was green. I think it was green on the first one and red.
Let me see what he wore on Greensboro. So Greensboro, 2016.
Wouldn't it be great if he wore green in Greensboro?
How fitting.
I think he wore like he wore blue in Greensboro.
Yeah, Angus wore green in Dallas 2016.
Oh, okay. So we've each had yeah, technically different color for my gig. So the November 7th, 2008 gig, he was in red. At my gig, he was dark blue.
So he was in blue. I got to see him in red. Which something he's been doing at least of late, especially in Vegas and in Pittsburgh and in my show. Angus started wearing a hat of the NFL teams at the stadium was.
Lion Eyes here, guys.
My Lion Eye.
Getting a girlfriend right now, my fault? What?
Get him. Go get him, Haas. It's all you.
Hey, she's more important than my stream, Lion Eye.
Yeah, honestly.
What do you mean by getting? Never mind.
Do you have one arranged? Like, did you order one or something? And it's supposed to come in the mail or what?
What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about Lion Eye. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. But you just said it so great.
But like I said,
So Graham, I'm jealous because I wanted Angus. Red's my favorite color, and I wanted him to wear that for my gig. But
also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Angus actually wore a Pittsburgh Pirates tie when he played in Pittsburgh.
I saw that.
It was interesting that he started doing all these different that's another thing.
What was with his hat in Detroit?
It was the Who Made Who hat. I thought it was cool he brought it back out.
The Who Made Who hat.
Yeah, that was
That's another thing. Matt Log, after they came back from the encore, he actually put a Washington Commanders hat on, which is the football team of the stadium. So he came out with that, and the singer of the Pretty Reckless actually wore a Commanders jersey to start their set, which is interesting. But overall, I can easily say that Monday night was the best day of my life, and it was the happiest day of my life, and I would never go back and change it for anything. It was by far, like I've said. I mean, there's only one way to describe it, and it's the best day of my life. May 12th, 2025 will always be a date that I remember.
Graham, you made it. Good job.
Yeah, actually, I hadn't had an urge to tear up at all. I mean, now that I say that, who knows what might happen?
Great. No, that's good.
But congratulations, you've seen AC/DC.
Oh, one thing I was gonna say, the day after was really the hard part, emotionally, because because it was more of a reality set in, and it was I just saw them, like I didn't register during the show. And I think that was the hardest part because it's like, oh, like I just saw them. There's so many things were rushing through my brain and my body at the time. I think every emotion came out in tears, happy and everything. It all flooded my system. And one thing I was going to tell you guys, I don't think it would have emotionally not bothered, but emotionally came out the way it did is if I saw them, let's say back in 1990, because I would know that there's a future of a good chance of tours to happen. And when you're seeing them now, you have to take it every chance you get, because this could be it. And that's what gets me kind of emotional about it, is because these guys might be at their end. And for me to, one, I'm happy that I could be part of the history at least one time. But so many of the unknowns, kind of, I don't want these guys to stop. Now, do I respect them if they do retire? Of course, I respect their decision. But I couldn't imagine a world without them making music or playing music. that's kind of where I was getting at that point. But like I said, if I saw them during the Razor's Edge tour, I wouldn't be as like upset about it, because then I'd be like, oh yeah, we got they're gonna keep making music. I'm gonna have so many more chances to see them. Da 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 da. And I think that's why it hits hard a little bit more for me seeing them at this point.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think that Europe is going to be the end of the Power Up tour whatsoever.
They got to go at least to Australia, right? You'd think.
They're going to go to Australia.
Toronto would be nice.
Yeah. I do not think that we've seen the last of AC/DC after Scotland. Now, maybe Europe has, but I don't think the rest of the world has.
Here's one other thing I want to ask you guys. Since they're going back to Europe a second time, do you think there will be a song change?
There'll be something stupid like swapping out Shotgun and Flames for Hellion. Bad Place to Be.
Because I wouldn't imagine that they would want to play the same set in Europe a second time.
How would you guys feel? How would you guys feel if they brought Problem Child back?
I would be fine with Problem Child.
What would we be replacing it with?
Flames. That's what I'd want it replaced with.
I feel like it would fit there.
Yeah, I do
too. It would definitely fit at the 4 spot.
But I mean, no.
I mean, I heard Shotgun and Flames, so
sorry, Matt.
For something different. I also wouldn't mind like seeing maybe Sin City being taken out, even though I will say Sin City, when I heard it, the whole show was fucking amazing.
But they should. Well, Hard as a Rock, we all want on there, but maybe they should do Bad Boy Boogie without the tease, without the strip tease.
Do the standard song.
Yeah.
It's a little lame, isn't it?
I mean, why not?
If you have Bad Boy Boogie, you have to have the strip tease.
I know, but Angus isn't doing it anymore.
Or they do it what they do with High Voltage and just have like a mini breakdown.
Yeah, and you could do that.
Yeah. Which I loved. I know I'm a broken record, but I loved High Voltage because I loved Brian's crowd interaction. Because then, yes, there's thousands of people there, but then when he's talking, you almost feel like he's talking to you,
I don't know how he wasn't squeezing his nuts when he was doing that. Gimme high! Like, man, oh man.
That's the high voice button right there.
Yeah, literally.
But it was a surreal moment for me. I mean, there's nothing else for me to say about it other than, again, it was by far the best day of my life and the best moment of my life and the happiest I've ever been to finally get to the point where you see your idols and of guys that you don't even know that mean to you just as much, or just obviously your friends and family are number one, but these guys are pretty much right behind that for me, of how much and how important they are and their music is to me. And I think that's why I just have a little bit more of an attachment and a little bit more of a personal connection with the show and that kind of a way.
I can understand that.
I mean, those guys' music. I mean,
all relatable.
I mean, their music has gotten me through so many things in life: good, bad, happy, sad, angry, and then to finally be there. And I can't even listen to their music the same anymore in a good way. Before you'd just be like, "Oh yeah, these are music," da, da, da. And then when you see them, and then when you hear it again, especially anything live, it makes a whole different feel to it. It makes you appreciate it more. It makes you like, I heard Brian sing this, or I heard Angus play this riff, or you just get at least for me, listening to him now, it has a complete different feel to it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it has a whole different meaning.
It changes you. I'll give him that. It definitely change you.
It was basically life changing. I mean, it was. So, I mean, with that, I if there's any questions you two want to ask me about anything specifically about the show, it was the best thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Question: did you take a piss break during Dirty Deeds?
I didn't take a bathroom break at all.
Okay, I'd ask that one because
I didn't have to.
What a weird question.
I was.
Why Dirty Deeds specifically?
It's the lamest song in the set list.
Speaking
Oh,
of
boo, shut it.
speaking of that idea, there was a guy beside us who said he was going to take a piss during Rock and Roll Train so he doesn't miss anything. I'm like, you're fucking stupid.
Wonder if Vinny was there.
No, Vinny was at.
Remember Case?
Yeah.
That was cool. Like, what's he got against rock and roll? I'll have to have a talk with him.
Oh my god, that song live was also just.
Do you have him? Do you have him like? Are you friends with him?
I'll have to look. I can't.
Yeah, it was good old Vinny for you. He did not like. There's not like Rock and Roll Train whatsoever.
Case, I wish he'd come back to the house band for just one appearance. What do you think?
Me too, honestly.
Yeah, no, people harp on him, like, but that's what people don't understand.
I think he's the best singer they've had. Personally.
I disagree with that, but he was himself. He was genuine. He was not that Ivan is, and Ivan's fantastic, but Vinny was just using his own style, and that's what people harped on him for. It's like, oh, this guy's. It's like, no, he's not. He's doing his own thing.
Yeah, Kurt.
Yes, Kurt. We're gushing over our favorite band. We can still see your comments.
Yes, we can still see it. I'm just yapping my big fat mouth about the show.
We all are, Lippy. It's okay.
Case, do you have anything to say about your shows?
All right, both of you shut up. It's my turn to talk.
Yeah, go for it.
This is my stream. Get the hell out.
Yeah, this is my stream. You'll shut up now. Anyways, so intro runs. Basically, this is the first time I've seen them in 8 years since 2016 or 9 years. Pretty much the entire intro I was going woohoo or whatever. And then finally the car slows down, it pulls into like that animated stadium, and then I see Angus Bryan run in and Matt count in If You Want Blood. And then I was not expecting that to be that loud. I didn't remember it being that loud. You felt it hit you, like the sound wave, it hit you. And I was standing basically in front of the PA system.
Okay, so we're also indoors, so that's probably why it was a little bit louder.
Mm-hmm. And that was really nice. The indoor stadium definitely helped the sound. It made it sound a lot better. That stadium's huge, by the way. Like there's people everywhere. That's
AT&T, right?
AT&T Stadium. It's humongous.
It's ginormous. It could hold 100,000 fans if it's full capacity.
It was fully sold out, so that's how many I'm assuming attended. Yeah. But so basically, I see Angus Bryan walk on, and Angus does his little charge down like the catwalk, and Bryan sounded incredible throughout the entire set. It sounded like Black Ice to me, basically exactly like Black Ice.
Same.
I think he was better than he was in 2016. If I'm being completely honest with you, he sounded extremely powerful. Not even for his age, just in general, he sounded extremely powerful.
Now, well, Case, remember, in 2016, he was basically
that's one
deaf.
of his hearing issues where really
so he was kind of going on timing ish in 2016. So that's a big reason why he probably sounded a lot more stronger, and he was more confident. He had his confidence back, which is another key factor.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Hearing the Power Up songs live, that was really cool. I love Demon Fire live, and Shot in the Dark was great too. They were both good songs, but I really, really like Demon Fire. That song just works.
Hey, Angus.
Oh, sup, Anus.
I will say one thing, Case, about Demon Fire. That song, 100% was made to be played live.
It was.
It was great.
I feel like it works better live than Shot in the Dark does, and I just like the song more. So I'm a little biased. hearing Stiff Upper Lip live.
Oh my, that was
jealous.
Something Tyler will never experience in this.
That was
Sorry,
great.
Tyler.
And
Point case, point
yeah. Yes, Stiff Upper Lip hearing that, I agree with you, Case. It
Oh,
was
Riff Raff alone. Like, my God.
that
If that was all they played.
hearing Riff Raff was one of the most badass things I think I could have ever heard. That was so good.
I was beside myself thinking, I'm hearing Brian sing Riff Raff.
Mm-hmm.
And the tempo is still there. It's still fast.
Yeah.
It's still that's what blew me away when I first heard it.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, holy crap, they are going at it here. And the thing is I for some reason, like, a part of me didn't want to believe that they brought back Stiff Upper Lip and Riff Raff until I actually saw it live.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy crap, they really did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I mean, just the whole set list was great. Seeing Angus play Sin City with a tie,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was great. I mean, I saw that 2016, but still. Now I feel like it was a lot better than it was back then. Mostly because I actually remember like a lot about it, but also the whole band just sounds on a different level in this
Yep.
tour. I mean, and on the not Black Eyes, on the Rocker Bus tour, I feel like you could throw a rock, hit a bar, and find a tribute band that was playing better than they were sometimes. And that's not to harp on like a single member. It's just Chris Slade sucks. But
Oh.
but other than that,
we'll,
man,
we'll see what Kurt. Oh, that was throwing stones right there. We'll see what Kurt and Angus say about that.
Yeah.
Chris Slade is a wonderful human being.
Oh, he's a cool guy, but he just can't play drums to save his life.
Oh my God!
It worked during the Razor's Edge. It did not.
The Razor's Edge, he was awesome. The Razor's Edge tour, he was awesome.
He was.
Overrated.
Now I didn't like his speed, but he played the songs okay. I just didn't like his speed.
He was listenable on the Razor's Edge tour.
He killed that
like
unless like he
listenable.
he ruined That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll, in my opinion.
He did. But I feel like he actually improved on Heat Seeker, if that makes any sense.
But I think he did the Razor's Edge songs very well. Like, Are You Ready?
Because,
Thunderstruck, Money Talks. Fire Guns ought to be like a minute and a half long, as quick as he fucking went on that song.
That was too quick. I felt like the studio had that tempo was
but it's
best.
still badass. If you hear Fire Guns live, it's still fucking good. Like, let's not lie to ourselves.
And the next time you play Fire Guns at live at Donington, put it on speed 2. Then it's really fast.
I mean, that just sounded like noise at that point. Holy crap, that'd be going super speed.
Yeah.
And I feel like Let There Be Rock was too fast. I feel like the
Rosie was fast.
About to Rock, Rosie was fast.
Oh.
But I kind of like the fast Rosie sometimes.
But that's the one thing I have over you guys.
The ending of For Those About to Rock, it felt like they just went onto like the YouTube playback speed thing and turned it up to 2. If I'm being completely honest with you, that's what it sounded like on the Razor's Edge tour. What do you have over us?
Yeah, Tyler.
I prefer the speed of Let There Be Rock on my gig compared to your guys. It's slower now. I prefer the speed it was played on the Black Ice tour in 03 and like that. I understand why Angus did it. It's harder for him to play and he's getting older, and I get that. But I prefer the Let There Be Rock speed on my tour. So point Tyler.
I think Matt is friggin' chugging this song, honestly.
Mm-hmm. It sounds great. I just prefer Let There Be Rock played a little faster.
Now, here's a hot take. I prefer the slower version of Stiff Upper Lip on this tour than I did during the Stiff Upper Lip tour itself.
Though, if they're using it as an opener, play it fast.
But I like the speed of it on the Power Up tour.
Oh, guys, yeah. Kurt just said, have you all seen clips of Phil Rudd talking about coming back? It's on YouTube. I think I have. Yeah, I have too.
I don't think that he's coming back. I mean, maybe on his own thing, but I think Matt has done such a good job that he can't play that good anymore. Let's be real. I saw clips of him. He can't do it anymore.
I thought he was fine.
I would much rather hear Matt.
Matt can't play anymore, or Phil?
Phil.
Okay, I was like, what? You were like praising Matt 2 seconds ago.
No, I just don't think Phil could actually play at the high level
Phil
anymore.
couldn't do a Let There Be Rock
Mm-mm.
like that anymore.
I mean, he can't fucking talk to save his life either.
Like, what happens when you ain't got no teeth?
Sorry, Keith, I'm interrupting you, but continue.
No, you're good. Also, Lippy, I looked it up just because you said, Angus didn't do the spin in Landover. He did do the spin in Landover.
What?
Yeah, he did. He spun in Landover. He fell down, did the spin, and the money went out.
Maybe the angle was blocked on GL's view.
I don't remember that. Maybe I was too like I said, in awe of what was happening. I don't remember that. Too much
whiskey.
No, I didn't drink anything.
I'm kidding, by the way.
But I don't remember him. Well, whatever. If he did, he did. I don't remember him doing it, but he must have if he looked it up. You smart ass.
He just wanted to contradict you to be funny.
Yeah, he did.
Ace is always right. I'll always remember that.
That's the title of his new book coming out in 2 weeks. Get yours today.
Ace is always right.
Always right. Pre-order it now.
Yeah, he's great on Deal or No Deal. Clearly.
I can't wait for Wheel of Fortunes tonight.
Yeah.
What a hard laugh you had.
We're gonna get nothing.
Oh, I didn't think Graham was gonna recover.
Oh my god.
Was I a guest in that stream?
Yeah, me and you both were.
You were that tired, eh? Oh yeah, you were laughing your head off. Do we have a Facebook account?
I do.
Why?
Nothing to see.
I do.
Anyway, Case, continue.
No, I was just saying I'm always right, you're always wrong. Anyways, that's all I got to say about my gig. Unless y'all want me to talk about 2016.
I mean, do you remember much about it?
I remember some things. Like little baby boy me going, "Hey, rock's out bad."
I kind of wish I could have heard Rocker Bust, to be honest with you. I am jealous about that.
Meh.
You got a point. You got a couple points over me, Case. I would have loved to hear Rocker Bust, and giving the dog a bone.
Oh, GL! I just thought of this. He
What?
heard DC in standard tuning. We have not.
I did. I mean,
I'm jealous of that because
I heard actual DC in standard tuning.
So what are they playing now on this tour? What tuning are they in?
E flat. E flat.
I kind of like it though.
Oh, it sounds fine. I've said this before. I think standard E fits the songs better.
Certain songs work better with E flat, in my opinion. Like Stiff Upper Lip needs E flat. Riff Raff needs E flat.
Oh, I like them in E. I like them in standard. But some tracks are good. It's good all around. But Angus turned 32 on Tuesday.
Did you? I'm not there yet. I'm a handful of years behind.
And Demon Fire sounds really mean in E flat.
It does.
It was cool hearing it today in standard with that video that guy did. But no, it's all badass. But that's something else I got to mention about that coming up whenever I tell my story.
Also, if you want blood, better in E flat than it is in standard.
I disagree. Sorry.
Lippy has no clue what we're talking about. He's like, what is
so let me ask you this. Was standard during 2003?
Yes.
Okay, it was standard all the way up till 2003. Then they played E flat from the Black Ice tour.
Let me mentally compare Circus Crones If You Want Blood to Monday
I can do
Nights.
it right now. I can do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so you guys have and it would have been for me. Well, it would have been standard. There you go.
Those sounded the same to me, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so
I did it in the proper pitch.
Think about
I don't know.
Guitar in hand right now.
I can't say I prefer one or the other. Brian singing "If You Want Blood" in general is a win. So let's just settle on that one.
Can you all hear this?
Yes.
That's E flat.
Okay, this is E flat.
Yeah.
That's if you want blood in E flat tuning. If you could hear any of that.
Very minimal.
Yeah. I'm not plugged into an amp. Sorry about my noisy ass chair on a day back. Anyways, yeah, that's if you could hear any of that, that's what it sounds like in E flat tuning.
I don't know. I don't have a preference. I just like it in general.
I just like AC/DC, dude.
Yeah, I did. I don't like I love. So
like love as a friend, or like you have a crush on Brian.
What kind of questions are these? You know what the fuck I'm talking about, or you know what I mean.
I know. Can I not joke around anymore?
Hey guys, Angus's girlfriend is turning 31 on May 22nd.
22nd? Okay.
Never heard of 22th.
That's what it says.
I have 20 teeth, but no.
I've heard of 22nd. That's my birthday day.
Four, five, six.
That's wow. That's a month before my birthday, Angus. Cool.
All right. Is it Tyler's turn?
Are you guys ready? I got a lot to say. I'll try to condense it.
Well, I will. I'll chip in whenever I can.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys first, what I want to do is read my post from January 9th, 2021. I did this in honor of the gig. That was the date of it, January 9th, 09. So this is what I wrote. 12 years ago today, my late stepbrother Andy and I saw AC/DC in concert. What an honor it was, and it was an awesome show. What is funny about me getting the tickets is I was the last to show up before they were sold. And to my surprise, they did a random draw, and I won. So I got floor seats and first pick at the tickets. One guy came up to me and said, "You don't deserve them. I've been waiting in line for hours, and you showed up last," and he proceeded to cuss me out. To which I replied, "Well, you can get over it when your wife drops you off at daycare." And the guy looked 50 years old to me, like he was just having a big temper tantrum. Then I proceeded to ask him how many times had he seen the band, and he said 5. And I said, I've never seen them in my life. I've been waiting my whole life to see them. And by the way, you're still fourth to pick. I take whatever you can get. I didn't just decide on the random draw, so shut your goddamn lips. Anyway, despite that funny story, that concert always brings back great memories. It was the last tour that Malcolm and Phil were on. The band were on fire this night. I wanted to read that before I told anything else about the show. So,
what are you talking about, Lion Eye?
You just wait till tonight, until Dan comes back. He's gonna haunt you tonight, Lion Eye.
I don't know, man. I just work here.
Keep going, Tyler.
So yeah, that was the story of me getting the tickets. So I got them. I've said this before. I went with my late brother. Awesome time. And so my dad comes up to me. He's like, this was a few months before the gig, and he says, "So Ty, remember I said I'd take you there?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, we're gonna have you and Andy in a limo. We're gonna send you in a limo."
Oh my God.
But unfortunately, it didn't pan out. He apologized. He just said, "I'll take you to the gig." He said something went wrong, and I just said, "Dad, just the fact that you would do that for me speaks volumes." He's a wonderful guy. But anyway, we get there to the arena. I'm pumped. Like the adrenaline's flowing, and I wasn't aware, but back then they were very picky on cameras. But I learned later that the only ones they didn't allow were professional ones. So I just said, "Hey, dude, this camera's small. Can you put it in your shoe?" So Andy put it in his shoe, and he gave it back to me, and there was no issues. I was able to record video, and he just said, "Ty, if it stinks, it's not my fault." I just said, "No, you're good." So, I remember the opening band. It was The Answer. That was the opening band, and from the word go, from the intro. Put it this way: being on the floor, we didn't really get a good view of the stage in some aspects, but we had the screens, and there was times where I could see them. The person I actually saw the most from my angle was Malcolm.
What better person to be able to see?
Oh, you bet.
Especially in that tour, you didn't know it at that time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, no, nobody knew it would be his last tour. That's why it's so special. But I mean, the minute Rock and Roll Train hit, it was on like the whole show went by in 5 minutes. I'm just trying to think of highlights of the show. Thunderstruck obviously was a highlight for me. And I take back from my choice for my favorite bootleg from 2009. Yeah, it's Toronto. I don't know why I didn't.
I thought it was Phoenix.
They didn't play Phoenix in 2009. No. What was I gonna say? Shit. It's rare I'm at a loss for words.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the Jack. The Jack was fun. I thought to myself, I just said, wouldn't it be funny if they made a screw up and they showed me instead of the girls? I still would have took my top off and.
Of course you would have.
I will say I'm glad that you got to be stuck with the Jack and I had High Voltage.
Loser.
Oh no, the Jack was phenomenal, and I like that combo of songs. I believe it was the Jack, then Hell's Bells, and Shoot to Thrill. That was a good combo.
Going from the Jack to Hell's Bells is such an odd way. Never mind.
And then it was War Machine and Anything Goes.
Right, and that was another great highlight of the show. I actually took those videos together. I when I recorded them on my camera, I separated them by track, and that one I just recorded in one thing because it was the two, with the exception of Rock and Roll Train, it was the two songs I wanted to hear. Well, Big Jack as well, but
Big Jack.
And yeah, seeing Rosie, the inflatable Rosie, that was another awesome highlight. You mentioned having a brother asking about every song. That's what Andy did with me. He asked me about every song, but I was there singing every word. Funny enough, someone on YouTube, when I did post the videos back in 2009, commented that he was behind me while I was recording them, and he said it was wonderful watching the show and what you were recording as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just wish there was a guy smoking a huge bong behind me, and I just wish that the bong air went somewhere else. But other than that,
was this in an arena?
Oh, thank you, Case. Yes,
the Rogers Center.
Rogers Center. So that was my second time in Rogers Center. The first time I went was WrestleMania 18. That was back in 2002. I was only 14.
I was
just asking that because the bong smoke is just gonna like linger in there.
Yeah.
There was a few people smoking weed at my show on Monday night, which I don't mind the smell. But there's definitely there
to a degree, but the one next to me was so potent, like it was just like, oh, dude, like you might as well have two skunks as earrings, like come on. But anyway, so what was the attendance for the Rogers Center? So WrestleMania was 68,000 strong. I think the DC show was probably 32, maybe.
Let me see let me see that.
How big is the Rogers Center, like for an arena? Is it like?
Well, the most they could hold would probably be 70K, I think.
70K. So it's a pretty good sized arena.
Definitely, yeah.
It's like the arena that I first saw them in, like 20K max.
Oh, and
American Airlines Center.
I think I mentioned this to you before. Brian was hitting all the high notes on this night, and when he did when he goes at the end, Hell's Bells, I'm not gonna lie, I had a shiver down my spine and goosebumps. He nailed it. No, didn't struggle 1 ounce. It was great. Then Let There Be Rock came on, and that was another highlight because I know it's like this is the part where Angus goes on the ramp. I envisioned it in my head, and when Angus came to the ramp, it was in the exact spot I thought it was going to be. I was like a schoolgirl. It was the highest pitched voice I've ever had in my life. Literally, it was the exact spot I thought it was going to be, and Angus did his thing. The whole concert's on High Voltage Rock and Roll 2 of my version of it. And with Let There Be Rock, I loved how the screens went together. Do you guys remember that?
It showed like all the different album covers.
That too. They did that, but when they got to the end of the song, the screens combined into one.
Interesting. I don't remember that.
Yeah, well,
it was after Rosie. They put the screens together for Let There Be Rock. Yes. I guess to hide the inflatable. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know the reason, but and another thing I gotta mention, the November 7th gig. I'm glad I went to the gig I went to, because the November 7th gig, a lot of people had ringing in their ears for 2 weeks. Rogers Center is very difficult to get the sound right, so mine was the more quieter gig. So I'm very happy to hear that.
But yes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, any questions, guys? Let me know. I got a few more things to tell, but.
What's the capacity of the Rogers Center? Because Landover Northwest Stadium is a 60,000 capacity.
It's about.
Wow, so the Rogers Center is bigger than Northwest Stadium.
It's got to be 60 to 70K. Like,
let me look it up.
Yeah. Well, WrestleMania was 68,000, and it would be great if they had so January 9th, 2009 was my gig. It'd be great if they had the number for how many fans attended. It was sold out.
So the capacity of the Rogers Center from 2024 to now is 39,150. Back in 2009, it should be close to 50,000.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It looks like is it open air or is it an arena? Can they close the roof?
Yes, the Rogers Center is retractable.
Yeah, it was indoor, but both Mania and the DC show I went to was indoors.
Here's a thing that came up. Tyler, you said you went to WrestleMania 8 in 2002?
18.
Oh, 18. So X8.
X8, sorry. Yes.
So March 17th, 2002, it was called the Sky Dome at the time.
Yes.
And it had 68,000 fans during. Yes, 68,237.
Yes, I remember that total like it was yesterday. Well, they announced it.
Because it popped up right underneath the Rogers Center, and it said about the Sky Dome on March 17, 2002 for WrestleMania X8 at 68,237 fans.
Yeah, that was at the time. That was 3 times the size of my town. In 2002. It's crazy, and that's another thing that sucks. A friend of mine also passed away that went to that WrestleMania with me. It's just.
I'm sorry to hear that, Tyler.
Oh, no. I knew I wouldn't get emotional talking about my stepbrother, but I'd like to do that at the end whenever I'm done. I'll try not to go too much longer, but.
You're good, Tyler.
The cannons for those about to rock, A+. Not too loud, not too quiet. Beautiful. It was exactly how I thought it would be. And I remember when the gig was over. Andy and I just looked at each other. We just shook our heads. It's like, wow, man, this memory is gonna last us our whole friggin' lives. And it was like we were walking on air. First of all, we both had to pee really bad because none of us went to the bathroom in 4 hours.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tyler.
And that's the thing. So once we got in the car, I sounded like Gilbert Godfrey. My voice was shot.
Mine was too for a couple days.
Oh, I sounded like that parrot from Aladdin.
Didn't I talk to you guys after the show and I sounded like death?
You did.
Y'all remember that? Yeah.
Well, that's basically what I sounded like.
I mean, it's fair. I was shouting literally every single word.
Yep.
If you want blood, I don't think I've ever yelled that loud before.
Nope.
And I could barely hear myself.
Yep.
Talk, so.
Guys, hold on a second. Look at Angus's comments. Are you starting to fight there, punk?
I don't know what okay. I'm just gonna be respectfully and say this: that none of us in my stream care to talk about the Sex Pistols or your girlfriend. This stream is for ACDC specifically, um, and I'm saying this in the most respectful way possible. None of us care. Like,
Anyway,
and
Yeah,
none of us are
Loki.
talking about your girlfriend to begin with, for one. Um, and so you don't need to keep bringing her up every time you come into the stream. Um, so we're just gonna leave it at that. And none of us here, like in my streams, we're talking about the topics that are on the title, and that's it.
I
Um,
personally care about ACDC.
exactly. So don't take that to heart. But I'm just saying, none of us here are talking about your girlfriend in any sort of way, and she doesn't really need to be brought up every time you come in here. Um, I'm just
Get him, Lippy.
I'm just saying. It's it, I mean
I'm just
it's
gonna read a newspaper. Let me know when you're done.
I mean
Yeah.
sorry. I kept reading these damn comments as everyone was talking, and I just was like, what the hell is going on? Um,
I kind of laughed at an inopportune time when Tyler said his friend passed away. I was laughing at one of Angus's comments. I
Oh,
felt
I
bad
didn't even
about that.
notice, Case. I didn't
Sorry,
even notice,
Tyler.
Case. No. I didn't even notice. No. We'll talk about my brother at the end, but yeah, we'll get back to me being a complete idiot. We're in the car.
mhm,
Andy and I are both on cloud nine. I showed my dad the videos I'd caught on the camera. He just said,
mhm,
Holy fuck, Ty! That this is gonna last you a lifetime." I'm like, "Oh,
yep,
I'm so grateful." And I just said, "By the way, thank you for offering with the limo. I know it didn't pan out, but thank you, and thank you for taking me. Like this is seeing DC top 5 moment of my life." But
mhm,
the one thing that I did that was really stupid. Instead of drinking water, I was so thirsty, I probably drank a liter or about a liter and a half of Pepsi in 2 minutes. It's just like, boy, great choice. Because so I'm burping in the car and I'm even more thirsty and talking like Gilbert Gottfried. But
oh
um,
my god, that's great.
yeah,
Um,
that I
all I
ended up
had to
getting.
drink during the show was a Dr. Pepper, and I was jumping up and down and
Yep.
yelling and screaming. So yeah, nice watered down Dr. Pepper was what
Mhm.
I got to drink. Good old warm.
I just drank one bottle of water the whole time. Um, my
Oh,
brother.
Kurt, without question, without question. Well, it's no
Mhm.
different than Case and Graham. Like it's when you see a DC concert, it's gonna change your life.
And that's exactly what it is. It's life changing. It affects you, and I mean everyone has it affected in different ways.
But I
Um,
ended up getting the devil horns. That was the one
yep.
thing I got. I don't know where the hell those are. And the T-shirt that I ended up giving to Goodwill. I'm such an idiot.
Damn.
One thing I do have though,
Nice move.
I still have it. I still have my ticket stub.
I wish they still had ticket stubs.
Yes, I have my ticket stub for WrestleMania and the Rogers Center. So those are still in my
Jeez,
possession somewhere.
Mhm.
what an old man. He has to deal with ticket stubs.
My brother's actually gonna make me a custom one.
That's cool.
Case, they're for memorabilia. Like they
Yeah.
come in. Yeah,
I would love to collect ticket stubs from like old DC shows.
no, it's so yeah. Anyway, I've said this before. Like I talk about Andy all the time.
Hmm.
He was the closest thing I've ever had to a brother. Meant the world to me. So sad when he passed away. So he passed away 10 years after that gig, and unfortunately, it was drug related. Um,
I'm sorry, Tyler.
anytime, no, I talk about it all the time. What I went through was nothing like what his mom went through and the rest of the family. But no, he was the closest thing I've had to a brother. I think I've told you I've had all
Hmm.
sisters, even though they're like brothers.
Hmm.
With our humor. I mean, they're
Yep.
just as funny as I am.
I
But
can relate.
yeah, no, he was a wonderful guy, and it is sad in a way, but it's bittersweet. Like all the things I liked, he liked too. ACDC, wrestling, Mario Party. Those
Hmm.
were our three favorite things,
Right.
and definitely. But one thing he did tell me, so he was what I would consider a casual fan or a newer fan when we went to the gig.
Hmm.
He wasn't really a DC fan when we went in,
Yeah, pretty sure
and
left is one.
He told me, oh, abso-friggin-lutely. He would listen to Highway. He would listen to Highway. He would make a 2-hour commute to work, and he would listen to the Highway to Hell album the whole trip. Every morning.
Love Hungry Man is one of those songs. I love Love Hungry Man.
No, he fell in love with Highway to Hell, and I just said that's awesome, man. And he said it's because we went to that show. Like I've never forgotten it. He told me that years later, but no, very sad. But at the same time, I saw Malcolm, I saw Phil, Cliff, Brian, Angus. Rock and Roll Train was amazing.
That as an opener is great. Not as good as If You Want Blood, but it is amazing.
You know, speaking of If You Want Blood, I never thought it would have worked with an opener as it does.
Angus, he was 28.
And Kurt, when you said you did in 2009, you wanted to cry. Yeah, I did that the day after.
I was the opposite. I was the opposite. Not that we're human, we're all emotional, but with me, it was laughter and smiles. Like I had to have my smile surgically removed from the Rogers Center. Like it was just.
That's the same way I was.
Yeah,
it was all big shit-eating grin the whole time.
Right.
I didn't stop smiling.
Well, the next day, I think I told Graham this already, but back in 2009, I worked midnights. Check this shift out: 11 at night till 7 in the morning. Ew.
And I'm assuming you went to see AC/DC. You clocked in that morning at 12, ready to work the night shift.
Yeah, I only slept a half hour.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was. Thankfully, it wasn't a busy night, so I didn't have to go too ballistic. But no, it mentioning Andy and mentioning my brothers and sisters and seeing DC. I was how old was I at the time? Let me see, 32. No, not 32. I was 31 years old, and I'm now 37. It's just no, I wasn't.
Where does time go, man? That's crazy.
I was 22 for Christ's sake. I wasn't 32.
22.
I was 22
15 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That in itself is amazing, and it was an honor to see Malcolm. The band sounded great, and that's another thing I have to be very grateful for. I saw the second original lineup in its full glory. So
yep, you did.
Use all Back in Black lineup. That's got to count for something, doesn't it?
Oh, without question. Oh, I'll mention this too, and then I'm done with my stories, and then we can talk about whatever we want. I could have went to the Toronto SARSstock gig, but I didn't.
In 2003?
Yes. I actually just talked to a coworker the other day. This is what I told him. I didn't tell him your name or anything, Graham, but I just said, I have a friend in the States that's seeing DC right now, and he's so pumped. And the coworker told me I saw them in 2003. I'm like, you lucky bastard. And he said the same things I did. The fact that they stole the show, they were the best act, they were the most fun. I'm like, I know. DC totally blew everyone out of the water that day.
Did he see him at the Toronto date? In 2003?
Yeah, he did.
That was a great show.
Oh, I think it's a top 5 DC show of all time.
I loved If You Want Blood from that show.
That's my favorite version with Brian. That's my favorite version with Brian.
Just to play along with, it's super super fun and it sounds great.
And the other one was the Rocker Bus Tour. I couldn't be bothered with it. I just couldn't work out travel arrangements, and it's like I said, not that they were fine, but I just said to myself, Mal's not there, Phil's not there.
You would have a stroke if you saw modern day AC/DC. No Malcolm, no Phil, no Cliff. The only 2 originals, I guess you could say, are Brian and Angus, but I feel like this band works a lot better as it does now than it did in 2016 or in 2015 as well.
I agree 1,000%. I think they found the winning formula. Well, Stevie's gotten way better, as we all knew he would.
I'm just gonna say this: I don't think Stevie gets enough respect.
I've never had a bad thing to say about him.
Nope,
Never.
never.
The thing that people don't understand about Stevie is people always praise Malcolm for being like, oh, he's the center of the band, because that's kind of the point of rhythm guitar is musically they're at the center of the band and they kind of drive everything forward and hold it all together. So imagine Stevie having to step into that role.
It's so to me, it's 2 leagues apart, but I feel it's similar to Brian replacing Bon, in a way.
Yeah,
they did it. They both succeeded greatly.
You bet.
And people forget, or even they don't know that he filled in 1988. So it wasn't Stevie's first stint with them in 2015 when
I
he
meant
took
like
over from Malcolm.
permanent.
By the way, Kurt
Um,
Angus, we're not ignoring your comments. We're just talking.
mhm.
I'm paying attention more now, but that's my story. I never get tired of telling it. Whenever people ask me about it, it was such a fun time.
And I love
rest in peace, Andy. You were a wonderful guy.
and I love the ticket story. I thought that was funny. And going back to
I thought
tickets,
he was gonna hit. I thought he was gonna hit me. It's like, bring it on, you
um,
cocksucker. I outweigh you by 50 pounds. Bring it.
and talking about tickets, I have to give credit to my brother, man. He sweated his ass off for 45 minutes at work trying to get these tickets for me. Um, and he was every time he'd get tickets in the cart, they would sell um, before he could buy them. He was sweating because he's like, I'm not letting him miss this. And and for him to be able to go through that and to like make sure that I was gonna have my day, that and him being there just made that made it more special for me to to have your dad and your brother and one of your good friends beside you. Um,
While you're seeing your favorite band,
yeah, I mean,
that had to have been epic.
It was great.
You know what I find ironic though?
What?
Even so far, we have no gigs in Toronto. In the Black Ice tour, we have 2, so they gotta come back. You gotta think.
Now, Tyler. Now, if they came back to Toronto, would you see them?
Absolutely, I would.
I was hoping
Yeah.
you'd say that.
No, absolutely. Well, my sister now lives in Toronto, and she'd love to go see him. It would be perfect.
You can take
If
your
they
sister.
went anywhere near you, would you see them again?
For me?
Yeah, you. If
What
they
kind
went
of
anywhere near you, like
kind of question is that,
yeah,
Case? That's like asking if a bear shits in the woods. Like,
does Bigfoot
if
shit in the woods live you?
if they came to Philly or Wilkes-Barre or they came back down to DC or Baltimore, like, yeah, I would go. Pittsburgh again? Hell yeah.
I would go see him in like Houston or San Antonio.
Hmm.
I would definitely go see him if they went there.
By the way, Angus, oh yeah, I'm sure Lars has been in the audience seeing DC, no doubt about it.
Well, hell, they toured with them in the Monsters of Rock in '91.
That's what I was just gonna mention.
Yeah.
What a lineup that must have been for those shows. Metallica and AC/DC right after that. Like that's a 1-2 punch.
Wasn't there Motley Crue and Pantera as well?
There was a few, but those would be the only 2, the 2 big ones, in my opinion.
They would be the only 2 that I would want to see in that lineup.
You got Vince Neil out there. I would only care about.
Yeah. I'm not big on Motley Crue either, to be honest.
No, Vince Neil can't sing worth a damn. He doesn't even know the lyrics anymore.
You know what? I think you guys would put Queen over them. No. Whatever. No,
I don't know.
Queen rules.
Queen's tied with Sex Pistols as my least favorite band.
Oh God, Sex Pistols are the bottom of the shoe. Queen is the crown.
Okay, here's one thing I do want to say though. I know why you guys said that.
So sorry, Angus. I don't care for the Sex Pistols at all.
But
they're manure. Sorry, I said it.
But
I'm not trying to stir shit. Sorry, GL, go ahead.
I was telling Case about this. To stop Angus from playing is going to be very difficult for him just to say I'm done. But I do think, in case, like I said, Case and I were discussing this. I think when Brian retires, I think that'll be it for the band in general. I don't think Angus would bring anybody else. And when Brian's ready to be done, I think he would be happy enough to say, this is.
I actually disagree. Believe it or not.
You think? You think they would bring another singer?
Back,
I think they would. They did it with Axl.
But that was because of Brian's actual a health problem.
What's the difference?
Do you really think that they would bring somebody new?
Absolutely. And you know what? I think Brian would approve if they got the right person. No, if Angus still wants to tour, right. Exactly. That's what I mean. I'm no disrespect to Brian.
If Brian goes out on his own terms, I think he'd be okay with it.
Yes. Yeah. No, if Angus is still in the mood to tour and Stevie's still digging it, absolutely. If Brian wanted to step down, they would totally do it.
Chris are gonna definitely do it, honestly. Because I mean,
they got to be having the time of their lives playing with them.
I could only imagine it. I would give certain body parts between the legs to go see or play with AC/DC.
I mean, you have to give.
Can I put my? I just want to show those for people that don't have it. Excuse me. Can I put my gig in the links?
Yeah, sure.
Where is it? It's on High Voltage Rock and Roll 2. I got 3 High Voltage Rock and Rolls.
So I guess
diversify the brand.
That could be an interesting idea, bringing the singer of Airborne. If Brian, that would be an interesting.
I think Joel O'Keefe would have done it the best, better than Axl would have.
Probably.
I think they should have gotten Joel O'Keefe to do it.
But I just could not see. I think Angus's relationship with Brian, I think, is too strong. I don't know.
I'll say this though. It's similar to the Bon Scott story. Remember, Bon's family gave Brian their blessing. Mm-hmm. If Brian gave Angus the blessing to replace him, they would do it, guaranteed.
Yeah,
because Brian's that guy of I want you to continue if you guys want to continue.
Right.
Exactly. But I physically can't.
Yeah. I wouldn't want them to hire like Even Gak or someone like that. I wouldn't want them to do that.
I wouldn't want them to hire a Brian impersonator.
Yeah.
Go someone if you're gonna have a new singer, go completely different. Don't bring someone in who's trying to sound like Brian, because there's only one Brian.
Like that what they call some guy named like Alan Fryer or something like that from an Australian band actually auditioned and was gonna get the gig for AC/DC until Angus and Malcolm thought about it.
Jokes on you, Dave Evans comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All sold out venues. They'll be throwing pineapples at
right. Yeah, exactly.
We'll get Dave Evans back in AC/DC at the time.
Guys, I have to tell you the title of this. It's AC/DC Live, January 9th, 2009, Rogers Center video, 1080p upgrade, and I put in quotations, recorded by me. Like, was that necessary? You could have said that in the comments. Recorded by me. There it is, folks. Check it out.
Mark Evans is back, huh?
Mark. No, I thought you were talking about Dave still. No, Mark. I like Mark. People don't give him the credit he deserves for the earlier Bon albums. His sound was good, without question.
But this is going to be the most random thing you've heard all day. Cliff, his bass line on "Give Me a Bullet" is incredible. I just love that song now for some reason. I've been listening to it all day. I know, random crap over. You guys can talk.
You're good. We'll go for a little bit longer, but then I'm going to go eat dinner.
Megan.
But I can shut up. But all three of us can agree that it was one of the best nights of our lives, correct?
Oh, yes,
I can agree.
2 of my top 5 were in the Rogers Center, so that building alone has great memories for me. One thing I regret, though, a DC gig in Maple Leaf Gardens. That was such an iconic venue for Toronto.
Yeah, they played that during what, Click of the Switch and Fly on the Wall, like in the 80s?
Yes. Well, Toronto and Blow Up Your Video is debatable, at least for the audio recording. But yeah. And then after that, well, they did ACC for Stiff Upper Lip. They were there every year from they were there.
The Air Canada Center, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Geez, y'all memorize the names of each of these places they play. I know of like 5 that they've played back through the years. I mean,
well, Case, when you collect
I
bootlegs like I
guess
have,
being a bootleg collector,
Yeah,
that's
when
right?
when when you're a bootleg collector, you kind of know the names of venues. But
No,
Tyler
I'm still
knows them
just gonna
way
call y'all
faster than
nerds.
me.
I can't believe I got August 27th for Case's gig. I knew it was late August.
It was
Angus
late
wants to know what
August,
you're
right?
having
Free
for dinner.
ham.
What I'm having for
Free
dinner,
ham. What do you have for dinner?
um,
Say
what am I having? Oh, that's right. I got pizza on the way.
So do
bacon.
I. I'm gonna order. I'm gonna order a pizza when we're done here.
Well, what do you like? This is a random topic. What do you like on yours, Tyler? Or
You
any
already
of you?
know. You already know. I told you.
I don't remember.
Yes, you
Maple
do.
syrup. Maple
Showcase.
syrup and Canadian bacon.
Get the hook. Get Mr. Texan out of here. He's not funny. I'm the humor guy. I already
Shut
told
up,
you.
Tyler.
Just guess. I told you both what my favorite is. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure. Anyway.
remember, man.
Canadian bacon
Pineapples.
and boost meat. Oh,
Yep, there's definitely something wrong with you. Pineapples do not belong on pizza, period.
Okay, not
yep.
just
You're
pineapples.
banned.
Hawaiian.
What's
That's my
going on
favorite.
Hawaiian? Ham, pineapple.
Ham, pineapple, cheese. Oh, well, cheese obviously. I don't have a pizza, but yeah. Sometimes I get
Um,
bacon with it. That's same thing. I know ham and bacon.
Is it
Really,
real bacon or Canadian bacon?
I have no idea.
um,
I don't ask them where they get their food when they
but
make it. Like the crust. Is it from Denmark? I have to know before I eat it.
Tyler, to answer your question, you can't have pizza without cheese because that's how I eat mine. Um, because I can't eat cheese.
Can
Do
you
you
not?
just have sauce on a crust?
It's sauce, crust, and typically assorted meats.
Is there not a cheese
Okay.
alternative you could have because
I've
of
tried,
your lactose?
but it all tastes like
They're probably
fucking glue.
Yeah, they're probably horrible. Yeah,
It tastes like shit. But honestly,
yeah.
no cheese pizza is actually better than you would imagine it would be. At least for me.
I mean, it'd just
Um,
be like eating spaghetti sauce with bread. I mean, I've done that before. It's not bad, but I feel like if you'd have to load up on the meat, definitely.
oh, I
Angus
pause.
wants
Hold up.
Angus wants your whole menu. Angus wants your whole menu.
I don't know.
Dessert.
Angus, I don't know. Probably something I'll snack on later during my Twitch stream, probably. But I don't know.
We're in here to open up a bag of chips and start crunching on them during the
Typically, if
Twitch
I
stream.
eat pizza, I really don't need dessert. Honestly, it feels. I mean, I'll have like 2 or 3 slices in a sitting, and that's about good enough.
Oh, if I burp tonight, I gotta remember to mute. What a
Um,
moment that turned out to be funny, but I didn't even intend it to be.
Ice cream is good. That's a good thing, Angus. I don't.
Don't
I
you
love
eat
how
free ice cream, Lippy?
I eat dairy-free ice cream, and it doesn't taste really any different. It's made with almond milk and almonds instead of like actual milk.
It's not
I've
bad.
done that before. It's not
It's
bad.
not.
It's not bad, but
Mm.
I know you can't with what you have, but I think it with milk it's obviously creamier, but the substitutes are fine. They're very
Oh yeah.
very yeah.
It's a lot better than the cheese substitutes. Jeez, man.
Oh
That
yeah,
stuff
it
tastes like
is.
school glue dumped on top of
Sawdust.
a pizza. Yeah.
Case's favorite flavor, what? Cheese? Yeah.
Cheese? Yeah, that is my favorite flavor.
Cheese Wheels ice cream for Case.
I will say when I could eat cheese, pepper jack was fucking good.
Pepper jack is the best, like the greatest cheese of all time.
White cheese is better than orange. Period. When I could eat it.
Well, I don't
People who
know
eat
about that,
cheddar needs some attention.
Oh, I was grating cheddar when you like, hey,
Of course you were.
Case, what do you have to do? Shut up, Tyler. I'm grating cheese. I was grating mild cheddar cheese.
What video was that again? Oh, we were ranking. That was the song battles.
It was.
Yeah.
When the cheese grating meme started.
I'm still happy with that choice. Get It Hot. Get It Hot was put through the ringers. Like it survived every coin battle. Very lucky to get the bronze.
I wish we could do another like battle like that, but I don't know what we would do it with. There's not enough things to actually put through, like, you know.
Don't get. We'll never run out of ideas. Like I thought the ranking the title tracks was an awesome idea.
That's a good one. Just based on how we like it.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
I'll work on that list when we're done here. But yeah. I don't know what the total will be, but we can include TNT Australian because TNT Jailbreak.
There's a couple good ones on the intros. I mean, you got Hard as a Rock,
There
Stiff
are.
Upper Lip, and Rock and Roll Train is
Razor's
openers.
Edge.
You got Thunderstruck, Heat Seeker, Who Made Who, Fly on the Wall. I know what my last one's gonna be.
Well, no, it'd be Razor's Edge. It wouldn't be Thunderstruck.
Oh, you said title tracks, not openers. Duh. Okay,
we've already ranked openers. Remember?
Yeah,
I was so confused when he started naming Rock and Roll Train and Hard as a Rock.
I'm all fucked up.
This is the title track off every
title
album.
track.
So Razor's Edge, Ball Breaker, Stiff Upper Lip.
So what are we using for Blow Up Your Video?
Nothing. We can't. That's not a song, so we can't go with Blow Up Your Video or Power Up.
Or Power Age.
I don't know. Can we vote on a song to be the title track?
I mean, to be fair, That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll has Blow Up Your Video as a lyric.
We use That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll.
That's fair. We could include that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I agree. I agree. But what about Power Up then?
I don't know. Let's just go with the lead single.
Shot in the Dark?
Yeah.
And Power Age would be what? Rock and Roll Damnation?
I forgot about Power Age. Oh my god.
Why do you say it like Power Age? Like you're talking like fridge, Power Ridge.
That's how it's pronounced.
I say Power Age. That's what I say.
I say Power Age.
I say Power Age.
Power Age.
Both are acceptable.
Like Powerade.
But okay. Well, then what would you do for that one? What would we go with?
Probably Damnation.
Either Rock and Roll Damnation or Riff Raff. Probably Damnation.
This is gonna be too. This is too much.
Too young, too fast.
Shut up.
Angus just said maybe battle with every. Well, that would be Ball Breaker would win with these two.
Yeah, Ball Breaker would win.
They gush over that tour more than maybe. You don't think so?
I know what my number one tour is.
Power Up.
That's Stiff Upper Lip.
Is it?
What a worm.
Yeah, it is my favorite tour. I mean, Power Up's got to be second because I went to a show, but Stiff Upper Lip.
No, chat. We do have topics coming up.
Yeah,
the good thing is if we run out of topics, we can all hang out on Twitch, the three of us. But any suggestions? Please let us know.
Yeah, because I don't want to run out of ideas.
Wheels would work best on a car.
Well, also to come, songs that Brian did songs that Brian did about Bond that he did well. That's coming up, right?
Yeah, we can rank all of the Bon Scott songs that Brian Johnson sang. We can do that in a couple weeks. A couple other ones we can do, but we already have at least the next 2 weeks planned out for sure.
I actually just thought of one.
Let me write it down, or else I'm going to forget.
Well, I don't know if you want to do this because you probably wouldn't, and I would totally understand. Ranking the gigs by our birthday.
I don't think they've ever been played on my birthday.
Well, my birthday, they've done not Circus Chrome, Stade de France, Paris, Hockenheim. They played Edmonton in 1991. There's a few. I'd have to look back in the history.
I don't think they've ever played on my birthday.
They played Houston on the 26th.
22nd, but good try.
Are you sped? It's 2/26/16.
Yeah, no, Case is right, Graham.
I thought you said your birthday was 22nd.
No,
mine is Case is the 26th. Mine's the 22nd June.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear Case saying that part. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lippard.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. My bad.
Sometimes I've noticed this on when we did our game show DS night. Sometimes the audio can cut out.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's totally okay. But
yeah, I wouldn't have anything to talk about on that topic.
Well, it was just a suggestion, but no. I'll think of more. There's so many creative ideas we could do. I thought of one. I don't know if you guys would be interested in doing it.
Who's that, Tyler? Hit us with it.
Weird Al is looking to do some AC/DC songs.
That makes no sense.
What?
That can't be right. That's weird.
Okay, he's obviously not talking about what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's not right. That's false. Okay. I was looking up.
I'm like, what the heck's he doing? Now I know what you're doing. Okay.
Because I was looking up my birthday with them, and then the first thing that pops up, it says, on Friday, July 18, 2025, they're scheduled to perform at the Prudential Center, which is located in New Jersey. The show is part of their ongoing Power Up tour.
You know what? That's a tribute. That's a tribute band. Sometimes they'll put, sometimes they'll put gigs related not to DC at all, and some websites and YouTube channels. Angus, how do you hate Weird Al? He's fucking awesome.
I think Angus Young likes Weird Al.
Don't know.
I don't know. They did a lot of July shows, but I don't think they did any on the 18th.
But my idea is we don't have to do it. It could something we could do so down the road. It's not even funny. But you know the song "Dirty Deeds Done with Sheep."
Yeah, I've heard it.
What if we were to come up with like a top 10 of songs renamed just for Weird Al to do? Let me just think of an example.
Rough stuff. I know we've already came up with that one, and we would only get it. But I'd love Weird Al to cover rough stuff.
There you go. There's an example. High Voltage Rocky Road.
High Voltage Rocky Road.
Hey, I will say Rocky Road Ice Cream was good.
It is.
We could throw that in the maybe pile. I just thought about it at work. I just said, what if they were to do a collaboration? That could be a maybe.
Guys, I'm worried that here in like a year or two, we're going to be ranking like the third hair on Brian's testicle or something for a list. I mean, it's.
I guess there's only so many things we can talk about until we run out of something, right?
I know, but again, well, that's why we have Twitch. We'll have to take breaks.
I used up all of my ideas on the first, like, few main.
But we've done most of it all. We've ranked the songs, album covers.
Yeah, we did do a lot of the good ones right off the bat.
Well, I came up with all the good ones. I'm
kidding. Shut up.
Dude, can I not joke around in here? I was just playing.
You just wait till tonight when Dan Druff has got you.
Angus, what is Tracker Struck?
Dan Druff has got me down the balls.
He put Tracker.
Yeah, but as like a Weird Al thing, a Thunderstruck. It's Tracker Struck.
That's not funny.
That's mean.
So sorry. I guess I just don't. No, High Voltage Rocky Road. I think that'd be hilarious if they did.
See, I'm not creative enough to think of.
Well, that's why we'll do that way down the road. It'll give us time to think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Well, with you having rough stuff on your list of music videos, we could come up with some funny shit.
Oh my God!
If you think about it, like fire your buns, like them cooking buns in the oven, like that. I think there's so many.
Fire your buns.
You gotta fire your buns.
Or it could be a song about explosive diarrhea.
What song would that be? Oh yeah, we could take, and that's another thing we could do. We could take a title and not change it, and have it reference something else. Heat Seeker for diarrhea. Wow.
Yeah, Heat Seeker.
Caught with your pants down. Oh, ooh. Never
mind. I'm pretty sure Caught with Your Pants Down is about. Never mind.
We know what it's about, Case. Yeah, yes. Well, we don't want anybody asking about Sink the Pink again. I remember Graham. What do you think that means?
What do you think Sink the Pink means?
Come on. Like,
I can't remember. Was that Angus who asked that? It was. Yes. I don't know if it was him. It was. Yeah. Okay.
That's the type of question Angus would ask. So.
Monkey talks.
Come on.
Listen to the monkey. Listen to the monkey talk.
Angus, that's a good one actually. That could get the creative juices going. Just Weird Al in a monkey suit singing about AC/DC.
Nice, nice singing there, Lippard.
Yeah. Like, see, Case, you could use yours. You always say anything blows, rocker barf. We've got some rock and roll wonder.
Anything blows, rocker barf.
Then it's settled.
Balls.
It's settled. That's a topic.
What, changing the title to something funny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a top 10? I think that we just would do a top 10, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, that would be for the next in the future.
Fire buns. That's a good one.
I really got to think about that because I can't use any that we've already like Case. I can't use any cases that he's came up with.
You can't. I trademarked them. You use them, then that's pretty wrong of you.
Oh, I got a good one.
Shit myself.
Oh, he's laughing. It must be good.
Oh my God, that's funny. Can I trademark it now?
Yeah, go for it, Big.
This is dumb, but what's next to the spoon?
That is hilarious.
That is a dad joke.
What's next to the spoon? Oh my God. Yeah, we're doing that. That's gonna be a good one. Maybe we should do that when Case comes back. Because he's gonna miss.
You should.
Yeah, we're doing that in 3 weeks.
Okay. So this is what we'll do, so we don't copy each other. We'll share our top 10 with ourselves, and we'll patent them, and then we'll just share because we don't want any repeats or anything like that. That's what we'll do with that one. What's next to the spoon? That's great.
I'm keeping that.
I just came up with like some dumbass song title that I just came up on like a forum. I just looked up stupid AC/DC song title ideas, like not like changing a song title, but ideas for like new songs just for the fuck of it. And one of them was booze and blowing shit up. I feel like that's pretty cool.
Okay, I think we're doing that in 3 weeks. We're gonna just pick 10 songs that we're gonna we don't really have to rank them. We can just kind of just list them.
I just thought, yeah, we don't, and we could, if we think of more, we can do 10 in honorable mentions like I do.
Or we can do 15 or 20 or whatever.
I just thought of the stupidest one, and it would be one I'd want to turn into a song in AI. I thought of If You Bear, and a grizzly bear singing the song. Honey, do you love me?
Could you see Smokey the Bear singing that?
Yeah.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Angus, there's another topic. DC songs we could turn into kids songs. Wow.
Giving the dog a bone.
Giving the dog, yeah.
Knick knack, paddywhack, giving the dog a bone. Boom.
Nick a time, paddywhack. Oh, never mind. That doesn't sound very good, but
I don't know. Maybe that's in the maybe pile. But yeah, do that. So let me see what next week. What do we decide next week?
Oh, here's a stupid one. Go bone.
That wouldn't be for kids.
I know.
Could you imagine Brian singing "Go Bone" along with Rough Stuff? All right. So next week we are going to be ranking the title tracks, and how about we just make it even? Just leave out "Blow Up Your Video," "Power H," and "Power Up." Let's just make it like for sure title tracks. And then we're also going to be talking about the live albums, the official live albums, your River Plate, If You Want Blood, and the 1992. Wait, no, we can't really include River Plate because that's a DVD. Just official live albums.
Okay.
So, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we leave it?
Are we including Atlantic Studios in Paris in that?
Atlantic Studios could be one because it wasn't a DVD.
You know what? I'll make you a deal. You look up. I'll look up the title tracks and I'll make the list and I'll share it with you guys. If you want to do research on the live albums, we'll talk about them and rank them. Does that sound good?
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
All right, I'm gonna go get some pizza.
Yep.
9:30. You're back on.
Yep, around 9:30 we'll be playing Wheel of Fortune for 2 or 3 hours. Who knows how long? But we're gonna have some fun tonight. You guys can stock up all of your classic coins, as my channel points are called.
Anyways, I had fun tonight, guys.
It's always fun. I made it through the stream without a single tear.
Good job, Lippy. We're both proud of you.
Yeah,
But
no,
trust
Anyways,
me.
go eat your pizza, you big.
Believe me, talking about my brother was hard, but I've done it. My stepbrother was hard, but I've done it so many times that you know.
I feel like I'm the lame one here. I don't have any like good story. I just went and saw AC/DC.
In case that's why it's fun to talk about it, because we all have different experiences and how we feel.
Well, no, that the guy with the that I beat with the tickets, I had to tell that story because that was a huge part of the. He was
That's
gonna fight.
great.
He was gonna fight. Oh, it's all true. It wasn't bullshit at all. It happened,
Oh my God.
and back then I had big hair, so I hadn't
Big
combed
hair.
it. It almost looked like an afro. It's like he's like, this fucking guy. He just got out of bed. He's red eyed. He hasn't combed his hair. Oh, he was so mad. It's like, well, I'm in line, asshole. Deal with it.
Yep, exactly. All right, guys.
I'll
Was
see you
it random?
Yep.
Okay, later.
I'll see you guys
Later,
tonight.
Later.
Yep.
Later, Canadian.
later, Texan.
Bye.